BBQ.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us on the Home and Mortgage Show. This is Michael Giannetto, licensed mortgage loan originator with Residential Home Funding.
And I'm Janine Panarelli, licensed real estate broker and owner of Panarelli Realty in Goshen. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
How you feeling?
A little recovery.
You feeling good?
I'm feeling pretty good.
You sound pretty
gotta
good. It didn't affect your throat or anything.
I have to tell you, I had, for those of you listening, I had surgery on Friday morning, which is I consider it a minor surgery, but I guess if they put you out completely, is that considered major? I don't know.
Were you out or were you like twilighting?
No, completely out.
Oh.
And down in Columbia. But I got to tell you, they brought me back. It was like coming back from the dead. It was the best sleep
You're
ever.
so dramatic.
But they brought
dramatic.
seriously,
Please.
they brought me back. I felt like a champion. Other than the Percocet, which I don't even know why they gave it to me. They were like, "Here, take this," and I took it.
Yeah, they
and
pushed
what
that
is
stuff on you. I
They
hate
pushed
that
it on
stuff.
me. They wrote the prescription for it. I didn't
you
need
throw it out?
one pill.
Oh,
I
good.
didn't even fill it.
Good for you.
I didn't even fill it.
Good for you.
But,
I don't like that stuff.
yeah,
that
so-
stuff's nasty. It leads to other things.
Yeah, those types of controlled substances, those
It does.
They say you could do it once or twice. You could take it once or twice, and then boom, you're hooked.
You're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw it on Facebook, but Oprah Winfrey had on her own network or something last night. I didn't get to watch it, but we posted it, that 7 out of 10 painkiller users wind up going for heroin.
Really?
Yeah, it was on. I'll send you the link.
Which we know.
Whether
Heroin is so
It
rampant
is
right now.
so bad
The
right now.
schools and
So
all
she
of it.
had a special on last night about heroin
Oh, I didn't see
and awareness and all that kind of stuff. It's an epidemic.
That's so
So
crazy.
I wanted to go back and try and find some of that information, just for my own knowledge.
It's so crazy.
It's a lot.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And actually, my daughter is in school. She's in 5th grade, right? They're teaching them about drugs now. So they have this DARE program, right?
Yeah, we have that.
And yeah, so she has this DARE graduation day in a couple of weeks where they do a ceremony for the children that they've graduated through this DARE program, that they're learning about all the drugs and
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting for the questions now.
Yeah,
Well, Daddy, what's this?
You have
and what's
to.
that?
You
And,
have to. You have to educate them younger than we used to, because it's out there.
Well, what about
Younger.
that story? The third graders that were smoking marijuana in the bathroom.
What?
Yeah.
Was this in Colorado?
I don't know where it was,
Where
actually. I don't know where it was, but is that crazy? Third graders. That's the parents. Come on, that's the parents. They would have
Absolutely.
no idea, no clue if it wasn't for parents.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was listening to the morning show, and the show with Rich Kuchera, who was just on with, I think it was Colleen, and they were talking about taxes. Well, you know how we're always talking about taxes,
yes.
and they were talking about taxes and how Rich has a plan, and he's running for the 99th.
Yes, I saw that. Yep.
So with taxes, the thing of it is this. My taxes, I don't know what you're up now. Well, we're up to like $13,000
Yeah,
in taxes.
a little higher,
so
actually.
yeah, it's
I beat you.
my whole thing is
Not willingly.
I'm
I'm happy about it. Yeah.
My whole thing with that is, okay, I want to sell my house. Who's going to be able to afford my taxes?
Right.
What younger family coming in is going to be able to afford my taxes? This is what I want to know. So it's not just, I know that we're talking about, we need to bring the jobs. Well, not just jobs. They have to be well-paying jobs to have younger people, because they were also talking about the student loans. My son's been paying his student loan for 3 years. It hasn't moved.
Oh,
The interest
student
rate
loans
on it is ridiculous.
Yeah, student loans are unbelievable.
So
It's
now you
I think it's
graduate.
the second largest outstanding debt.
What
right,
is
in the
going
country.
on? So okay, I can afford to pay my taxes now, but they only go up every year. So the whole point of between now and when we retire is saving for retirement. Once I retire, I don't want to have to use my savings that is for retirement, which to me is travel, the good
Right, to
stuff.
enjoy
good
the
stuff,
golden
at least.
years, right?
I don't want to have to use that money to pay for my taxes. Where they're going to be $15,000 a year. So, 6 years, I'm spending $100,000 of the money that I saved for my retirement on taxes.
On taxes.
I'm not going
It's
to do it.
crazy.
I'm not going to do it, and that's why they're saying that people are leaving.
Yeah.
People are
Oh, listen,
leaving-
we have
leaving.
more people leaving New York than
Yeah.
coming into New York.
Yeah, so we
you
need
know?
to change that, and I think we got a lot of a lot of candidates out there that have some great ideas. And we should
I don't-
listen. I've never been into. I don't get into politics because I won't get into why I don't get into politics.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to be aware, and I'm starting to listen. And some of the stuff makes sense to me. Where now I want to start getting involved, or at least
Well, look, we
listening to
talked
who's
about the
saying
tax
what,
assessors,
because-
right?
Yeah.
The tax assessors, it is so subjective to their own opinion, and why it's not, a mandated formula
Well,
across the state saying
every
you
municipality
live in
is
this
different, though. You
municipality.
can't, yeah.
Right. But here it is. You live in this municipality. You need X amount of dollars for that municipality to function. Right. You have.
don't go that
you
way.
have. But this is how it should be. You have.
Oh, so then you should
Y. I should. Y amount of houses. Right. Then you take the exemptions off,
Mm-hmm.
and now you divide it out exactly what it is by square footage of each house.
Don't work that way.
I know, but it should.
Because
It's-
some
it is-
houses are nicer
listen,
than
math
others, and
makes
some
up
houses have
everything, right?
granite and
Math
stainless
makes up
steel.
everything.
Yeah, no.
Yes, math makes up everything. I was watching
think
this
you
crazy
make up
thing on
everything.
TV
You're
last night,
making
the
up stuff.
Cosmos something or other was on TV on Fox last night, and it was about the universe and when it started and how many, like, these things that have happened are like a blink in history, right? A blink in time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all from the math. They can figure it out from math. Right.
Good.
So,
So
if
then
they
you know
can
what?
figure out
You
that,
can
that the oldest star is 6 billion years old, they can figure out how to do taxes and make it fair. I'm sorry, but
I say you should teach our children the Common Core. Why don't you do that? If you're so into math and you can
yes.
figure out all that
so,
stuff,
So
how's about
the
going
Common
for the Common Core?
The Common
Do
Core.
that.
I've never seen anything so ridiculous where the problem is 32 minus 20. I'm sorry, 32 minus 12 equals 20. But then there's 4 other problems
There's different
below it
ways
that says.
to show how to do that.
And then
It's
you have to add the
absolutely
center
ridiculous.
column up, and it adds
makes
to
no
the
sense.
answer. Like, are you
Whatever
kidding?
happened with simple? They want the children to think outside the box. That's not thinking outside the box. That's creating a whole new
that's
box.
creating 4 more
It's
boxes. Like,
ridiculous.
really? I don't think it was broken.
Well, this
I don't think it was
Common
broken. You
this
didn't have to
Common
fix it.
No, it was shoved down our throats. It was.
Yeah, for
Because-
$40,000 per school system. Is
That's
that
it.
really worth
We
it?
were bribed.
Raise my taxes by $5 and I would have been happy.
Yeah, we
you
were
know,
bribed
for each household.
You start the Common Core earlier than we're supposed to, earlier than what was scheduled, and we'll give you extra money. No, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong. And the kids are freaking out about it. My daughter's just like,
You know, I
know.
can't complain from my daughter's perspective. My
Well, 'cause
daughter
she's coming
crushed
in
the
it
test.
younger, 'cause
No,
she's
but she
coming in
crushed
it
the
young.
test. She got a 4 last year.
Yeah.
All the parents were freaking out. 70% of the students actually failed the Common Core tests.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter got a 4, which is the highest score that you can get, I guess.
okay, so then your daughter can
She
teach
did
everybody
great.
else the Common Core.
Yeah, no, she did great. But
But-
the problem with Common Core is that they're going to dumb the kids down. The smart kids, they're going to dumb them down. That's part of the problem. That and listen, we have a whole thing. My wife is very into the cyber, as you know.
Okay.
And there's all the information and data management on the children and what they're doing with this information.
Yeah, I don't
That's
like
a
that.
huge,
That I
huge
don't
problem.
like.
And
I
they're
don't like
creating a
that.
profile on these children.
No, I don't like that. But okay, so aside from the whole tax thing, we're going to fix that. Okay.
Okay.
Right. We're going to fix the
You're gonna
whole
come up
tax
with a
thing.
proposal?
We're fixing that. Yeah,
All right.
because we have to.
Right here on the Home and Mortgage
Do you
Show,
know
we're going to
why?
fix the
Do you know
the
why we
taxes.
have to? Because last week, did you see the front page of the Warwick Advertiser?
I did not.
And have you been? Well, you've lived in I don't know. You live in Loopy Land, La La Land. Remember when you texted?
Thanks.
You texted me on Friday. I'm like, I'm just feeling a little loopy. Remember when you texted
yes.
coming out of surgery? I'm like, nothing new. But Warwick was listed among the top 10 best weekend getaways in America.
That's pretty crazy.
In all of America. Top 10 best getaways for a weekend getaway in America.
Wow.
So what does that mean? So people are coming to Warwick. This is a great area. And let's see. It says that this was according to the Stylecaster, which was the national online social network where people connect and they share content, they get recommendations of where they should go and travel and whatnot. And so if you go to stylecaster.com, you'll be able to see this. And it says Delaware Water Gap was number 1.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Delaware Water Gap?
I think when I was
when
a
I was
kid.
a kid. Yeah, my parents took us as a kid.
But I got to tell you, I
Lake
might want to go
Geneva.
to like Lake Tahoe before I go.
Oh, is that on the list?
go
No,
to,
that's not on the list. So we
Warwick.
have Delaware Water Gap #1, Lake Geneva in Wisconsin. Good cheese in Wisconsin.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess.
I'm going there.
Number 2,
Put that on my bucket list.
Bainbridge Island in Washington. Number 3, Palm Beach, Florida. Laguna Beach, California. Salem, Massachusetts. I want to go to Salem, Massachusetts. I want to go there. So we're number 7, actually. Warwick, New York.
That's pretty
Number
crazy.
7. We're above Santa Cruz, California, Galveston, Texas, and Annapolis,
Which
Maryland.
I've been to Santa Cruz. You
So-
know, I used to live in
Yeah,
California. Santa
yeah.
Cruz is.
So we're number
uh,
7, best getaways. So now, okay, we're going to have a lot of people coming up. They're going to fall in love with the area, and they're going to want to move here.
Yes, and they're going
So
to be
we're going
contacting the
to-
Home and Mortgage Show on a
Right.
daily basis.
Right. So we're going to just tweak those taxes a little bit. People are going to come and visit us. They're going to want to move here, and it's going to be great. So
All right,
we're
good.
going to. Are we taking
Let's
a break?
take a break.
And we'll be right back.
O'Keefe & McCann, one of the premier real estate law firms in Orange County, is happy to provide assistance to you whether you are buying, selling, refinancing, or you just need clear answers to your real estate questions. Now celebrating over 13 years in the Hudson Valley, William O'Keefe and Michael McCann will clarify the entire process of buying or selling your home. If your world feels like it's been turned upside down, call us. We can help. You will always receive prompt and definitive answers to all of your legal questions by telephone, text, or email. Remember, whether you're buying or selling a home or just need help in keeping the one you already own and you're just not sure where to turn to, call O'Keefe & McCann first at 845-615-8500. With 3 convenient locations in Goshen, New Windsor, and Port Jervis, they are always at your service. O'Keefe & McCann, the #1 law firm for all of your legal needs. They always have your best interest at heart. Call 845-615-8500 to set up a consultation or visit their website at o'keefe-mccann.com.
Quality and professionalism are 2 words that describe Ultra Home Inspections. Fully licensed, certified, and insured. Their training and skill will provide you with all the information you'll need to make an educated decision on your home purchase or sale. Ultra Inspections serves Orange and Sullivan counties in New York and Pike and Wayne County in Pennsylvania. Call 845-545-0960 or check out all their services by visiting their website at www.ultrahomeinspections.com.
Hi, I'm Kevin Sweeney.
And I'm Lisa Mulcahy.
We host Greenwood Lake Radio right here on WTBQ.
Tune in every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 noon,
All Greenwood Lake.
all the time.
Find us on Facebook.
We love lakes.
Hi, it's Dr. Oz, inviting you to join me for your daily dose with Dr. Oz. I want to make sure you're informed. The #1 weapon against illness is wellness. That's my daily mission.
Weekdays at 1:30 on WTBQ, radio worth listening to.
Welcome back to the Home and Mortgage Show with Janine Panarelli, Michael Giannetto. Janine's making fun of me, my attire. She just obviously does not know style.
Not your kind of style. I know style, and I know that belongs on this, like to be seat covers for
Listen,
some kind of an
this
old.
is very special.
It looks like it belongs on a AMC Hornet or something.
You're dating yourself again.
I don't care. You're wearing it. But
You'd have to be at least
that's
50
like
to know
retro.
what a Hornet is.
That's like retro, and I'm not 50. I'm gonna smack you. So we're talking about moving to Warwick, and as you know, we have.
Well, actually, before we open that up
You're
again,
touching me again.
Sorry. Before we open that up again, I just wanted to mention again we're going to be having our home ownership seminar
yay.
over in the Goshen and Richmond Center, 25 Main Street in Goshen, on April 5th. We're going to have the 2 sessions, 10 to 12 and 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have all of our sponsors that are going to be there to answer any questions and help out with people that currently own, people that want to buy, people that want to sell.
People that just want to know how to maintain their homes.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Have a lot
The
of questions.
sponsors will be our very own, who we can actually we should introduce, Bob Masters from Masters Termite and Pest Control.
Good morning.
Good morning,
He's
Bob.
in the
How are you?
office.
He's in the office with us. Yeah.
He's in the house.
He's in the office. As well as many others that'll be at the seminar.
April 5th. It's a
April
Saturday.
5th. Yeah, so
That
we
is a Saturday.
implore you to come out and take part. We're going to have some refreshments.
Giveaways.
Yeah, the giveaway.
We have a giveaway. Bethel Woods tickets. Yeah. So you got to come and
Who
join
is it
us.
again?
I'm not going to tell you. I can't tell you. I can't. It ruins it all. So,
Is it Elton John?
no, it's not Hilton. It's not
it the
Elton
Village
John.
People?
Will you go away now? No. I can't. So we have Bob Masters in. Bob does a lot of our home inspections with Dan Muscatolo from Ultra Home Inspections,
Yes,
and
I do.
they both sponsor our home and mortgage show. So thank you for joining us on a Monday morning when you can be doing other things, I'm sure.
Like in a crawl space.
Like
Yeah. Playing with some stink bugs.
yeah, all that fun. Yeah.
So, did you always play with bugs when you were a child?
Actually, no.
Actually, no.
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
So, do you have like a fascination with bugs, or like what made you want to do this? If you don't mind me asking, because I'm curious.
It's a question that comes up from time to time. What inspires someone to get involved in pest control or with bugs?
Okay.
Actually, it started with the Jersey City Fire Department. My uncle years ago, back in the probably 40s or 50s, was doing pest control on the side as a fireman. He would do this on the side. My father lived up here in the Port Jervis area, and he talked to my father. Said, "Listen, if you want to make a couple of dollars, help out the family and so forth." He said, at the time, being certified as a pesticide applicator, didn't have the requirements as they have today. So my father got involved with it to bring a little bit of extra money into the household. So as a kid, I would go out with my dad on these different jobs, and I would go here.
See,
and there.
that's cool.
So-
That's what I like to
yeah,
hear.
so,
Right,
so
right.
I
kinda
like to hear that.
we
Family
progressed
time
that-
playing with
yeah,
bugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, sort of that way, So it progressed.
Dad going, look at this. Do you know what this is?
It has the pest control industry has progressed quite a bit since then.
Well, that's because we have a lot more
Yeah.
different kind of bugs.
Well, there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Absolutely, but we progressed through, and I did a little bit of college, and that didn't appeal to me, the whole college scene. So I fell back on a business that I knew, and then we've been doing this for 30 years. So I've been in business
Wow,
for over 30 years.
30 years.
But I've been doing pest control with my dad probably since I was 12 or 13 or 14. So not so much a fascination with, although they are quite fascinating when you think about some of the things that they do.
Do you know?
So all the animal activists are going to be mad at me, but like when you have these daddy long legs when you're a kid, and the
Yeah.
legs still moving around in your hand.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
I don't know if you'll have any activists. If that's on the activist list.
You never know.
You know when you pull the spider leg off and that leg is still moving. I used to love that.
That happens
I used
with
to play
humans.
with. I used to play with the bugs.
I didn't do that. I did.
See, I did play with bugs. I was the oldest
Can
of
I
four.
tell you?
So being the oldest of four, it was my job to freak the other ones out with the
Oh,
bugs.
my God.
So
Understood.
all
In
right,
that case,
I'm all over that. You know.
Can I tell you, my mother-in-law is an arachnophobiac.
Right.
Okay. And I think I got a bad bunch of firewood about 5
Oh,
years
you
ago.
gotta watch with that.
Yeah.
And I had an infestation of wolf spiders.
Oh my goodness.
What is
They
that?
are the
What is a wolf
biggest
spider?
spiders out other than a tarantula,
Right, they're
with
pretty big, yeah.
huge fangs coming out of the front of them like this. Freaked me out.
Where were you
So I
living at
have-
the time?
In my house now. My
a
house
wolf?
now.
I've never even heard of a wolf spider.
Yeah.
I have. If I tell you, you would, as a pest person, you can appreciate this. I have glue traps. I buy the glue traps by the case.
Yep.
Like the
By
mouse
the case,
glue
yes,
traps?
by the case, and I put them in the entrance to the piers in the garage, at each end of the garages. So I have 6 of them set up in the garage.
Awesome. That's great.
Do you know I have to change them once the weather gets warm? I have to change them like every 2 weeks because they are packed with bugs.
Hey, you know, that gives us an idea. Do you think that'll work for the millipedes? Would those glue traps
Listen,
work?
I've had snakes. I've caught 3 snakes on the glue traps.
Absolutely.
3 in the
Yeah.
last few years.
You know, you're not doing
So-
very good.
so
for-
yeah, these
If
millipedes
you
will
ever
work.
want to sell your house, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, I'll
On
just,
the other show, he was talking about water coming up in his basement. Now he's got it.
I don't have water.
infestation
No,
of
I never had water.
Seepage or whatever you
I
said.
never had water in
You
my
said
basement. What are you talking
seepage. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I
when
never
Howard
had
was
it.
on the show, we'll play it back. Listen, I'm right, so don't argue with
Okay.
me. So, but we have millipedes at my house. Those things stink. They
Mm-hmm.
come out of the rocks.
They come out of saturated soil, often next to the foundation. Sometimes they'll even come up in the expansion joint in the basement. So you'll get them. Oh, and they're terrible. And they come in by the hundreds and sometimes more than 100.
Oh, we
Really?
have so
Yeah.
many, so many
Oh,
things to
it's-
talk
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, literally. Yeah, I didn't know. I just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I come down, I'm looking in my basement, and it looked like my rug was crawling.
Yes.
What?
I was like,
Yeah.
what the
That would
heck was?
freak me
I
out.
was
Yeah.
totally freaked out.
Yeah.
They were in the crawl space of the, the basement there, the closet, underneath by the water meter. It was like, no, you don't understand.
Do you have to disclose that as a realtor?
No, not. Nice. Touche. Okay, touche. I gotcha. All right. But yeah, so we had millipedes. But okay, that's because you know how I don't like taking medicine? Well, I don't like spraying stuff around my house either. So I
Makes
don't
sense.
I didn't do any of that stuff. So I guess, my
More.
neighbors did. So is that a myth or a fact? If your neighbor sprays and it drives the bugs away, they'll come to your house.
I think it's more myth than fact, but it would depend on how close the proximity.
Proximity.
Right.
If you're
The
dealing
house is 4 feet from you.
I grew up on, after Brooklyn, we moved to Long Island, and we had big termite problems over there. So that happened, So if one house treated for termites, those little critters were looking for wood elsewhere. And on Long Island, they, went to my mom's house sometimes. So it was,
She cooked a good dinner.
The thing with termites, though, is not necessarily it's not necessarily that the termites are being driven from one house to another. The sphere of influence of a termite colony is 200 to 300 feet in all directions, foraging for food. So if you have a house that has termites, or a stump somewhere in an area, that sphere of influence is 200 to 300 feet from that point. So whether one person gets their house treated or not, that sphere of influence still exists.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aha.
200 to
That's pretty
300
interesting.
feet. That's a football field.
Yeah,
In both
there is.
directions.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when people have a house and their neighbors are getting treated with termites, they need to be very, very concerned. If they have stored wood products under their basement or under their porches, they need to be concerned. If they have a stump that has possible termite damage in it, they certainly need to be concerned. 200 to 300 feet, they're foraging for food, looking for a point of entry
Now-
to get at food.
do they go to wood piles for your fireplace wood?
They sure
Do you-
will.
Right?
Yeah,
See,
yeah, they sure will.
that's what it was. Okay, again, every summer, my father would make me move the wood pile from one side of the yard to the other side of the yard.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the following year, well, we got to move the wood pile again. And
Mm-hmm.
I'd move the wood from one side. And I'm wondering if that was to try and,
I think it was to
Tra-
keep you busy.
I'm wondering if it had anything to do with the bugs.
It could have been, sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Because I saw no sense in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have the wood pile under my deck, right?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but
I'm not having a
what's
party
the
on
phone
your
number,
I'm not-
Bob?
I'm
What's
not-
the phone number?
There
I'm
you
gonna be
You
calling
should
any
not be
day.
having a party on your deck.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, but so it's underneath the deck, but my foundation rises, pretty high above that
Above
area. Correct, above that area because
Okay.
it's a walkout basement,
Okay.
and so it's a 9-foot course there.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that concern when it's that high
Well,
with the foundation? Do I have to worry about where the sill plate is at that point?
There's always exceptions, but as a rule, like for termites, they're going to attack wood closer to grade. So they're going to they're going to attack wood closer to grade. So if you have a span between grade and your siding that's 9 feet or 3 feet or 4 feet, you're probably going to be okay with the But with carpenter ants, the insidious thing with carpenter ants is they're going to get anywhere. They're going to get up underneath roofing shingles. They're going to get in a hollow core door. They're going to get in around the window. So they're going to get anywhere. Termites typically will always start from grade from the ground and work their way up. So your house would be somewhat protected with that distance between grade and the siding with 2 or 3 or 9 feet, but not for carpenter ants. And storing wood underneath a deck or a porch. Like I said, that's good for the pest control
brilliant.
guy.
Brilliant.
Not a good homeowner idea. No.
All right.
Yeah.
I gotta
See, you
move it.
learn something new every week on the Home and
That's
Mortgage
right.
Show.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And if you have any questions,
And if you
for
want to
Bob-
help me out and come and move my wood pile,
Well, Janine,
call
I
up.
can do that.
Yeah,
I
Janine's
have
got good
experience in
experience.
that. Like 12 years worth.
Hold on, are you available tomorrow at 2 o'clock?
Well, if you have any questions regarding pests of any kind,
we'll give it a shot. You know?
we can't help you
Yeah.
with your spouse or kids or anything like that. But if you have any questions, give us a call, 651-1110, right? And we're going to take a break and be right back.
Master Pest Control is proud to be a sponsor of the Home and Mortgage Show. When the time comes to buy a house, you will be faced with a lot of important choices. Having a home inspection is a critical part of the process, so choose wisely. Masters Pest Control has over 30 years of residential pest control experience, and they work closely with Ultra Home Inspections. That means you get 2 inspectors for the price of 1. Better value, exceptional service. Consider Masters Pest Control. Call toll-free 877-656-2024. That's 877-656-2024.
This is Sister Anna. Listen to The Garden of the Child, a story discussion time with students. Story develops listening skills and imagination. Saturdays at 11:10 a.m. on WTBQ.
Hello, this is Ken Ford.
And I'm Mark Lang. Tune in at 10 a.m. every Friday to expand your financial knowledge as we discuss the week's economic events and how they impact you and your wallet on Wall Street to Main Street on WTBQ.
WTBQ weather.
Cloudy skies. There might be a flurry this morning, then partly sunny this afternoon. We'll see highs into the lower 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low near 30. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high close to 50. Clouding up tomorrow night, it turns cold in the upper 20s. We could see some sleet and freezing rain. And it looks like some freezing rain and rain likely on Wednesday, changing to snow. That snow could be continuing Wednesday night into Thursday morning as temperatures stay colder in the upper 20s. This is meteorologist Tony Salimo from the WTBQ Weather Center.
WTBQ.
And we're back. You are listening to the Home and Mortgage Show here on WTBQ, 651-1110. If you have any questions, we're in the studio with Bob Masters from Masters Termite and Pest Control. So
Yes.
we're talking bugs this morning.
It's a great conversation.
It's a great. I'm enjoying
really
it, and
is.
you know what?
And
We're
listen,
learning a
everybody's
lot.
got to deal with it.
There's all, whether you're buying, selling, it's what to look for, even maintaining your own home. This is stuff you need to know right here from the Home and Mortgage Show.
That's right.
This is the kind of stuff that people often will put their head in the sand about. They don't want to know about
Or
it.
the snow.
Or the snow.
Oh, the snow, right. We don't have any sand anymore.
Yeah. So it's good to know. The more
awareness.
awareness
because
is important.
sometimes that the beam is chewed away, eaten away, and it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late.
So let me bring up the infamous stink bugs.
Ain't they something, huh?
Never heard of it before,
Right.
before a few years ago, right? And these things are like the biggest menace, right, in our area now.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is it's winter time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so explain that to me. Don't you think most of the bugs are dead outside?
Well,
crawling around, or at least hibernating?
Yeah, hibernating.
They're hibernating.
Right.
They're sleeping. They're waiting for the warmer weather. These stink bugs are everywhere.
Yeah.
They're in my house.
Yeah.
They're
I heard they live in the
flying around my
insulation during the
ceiling
winter,
fan.
and
They will.
What
They will?
is the deal with that? Mike Hunch says I have a fetish with stink bugs because I'm killing them, and I'm announcing it on Facebook because I can't take it anymore. And they look like their shell is like a little
Like a shield.
Like a shield, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. They're
But
like
can I
little
tell you, I've never
soldiers
actually
in my
smelled
house.
one,
Right.
the stink from it, because anytime I get them, I use, we have
flush.
the baby wipes all over the house.
The what? The what?
The baby, yeah, that
The
was
wavy?
tongue-tied.
Yeah,
I
the
was tongue-tied on
wavy
that
wipes.
one.
Who are you,
From
Elma
the surgery.
Fudd?
Rascally Wabbit.
Wavy wipes.
It's Wabbit season. Yeah.
Very, very quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have the baby wipes.
I love making fun of you.
And So I usually take them and put them in the baby wipe so that whatever they are going to, spew out as the stink that it
It
kind
was
of
like a
captures
purple.
it
It was
in
like
the
a purple
wipe.
blood kind of thing. Because I'm all into it. I squash them.
Well, you got to stop that because that scent will draw others.
Oh,
so
my
it just
God.
makes it-
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
my
but listen.
goodness.
So what I
Right.
do is I take a tissue
Right.
and I get it. And I squashed it the one time because I wanted to see what it was and how hard the shell was. I was curious.
Of course,
okay,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah, like pulling
But-
the leg off the spider. Yeah.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
But-
Did you pull the legs off the stink bug?
No. But what I usually do is I just take a tissue and I scoop it up and I flush it.
Right.
I don't kill it. I don't put it in my garbage.
Right.
I just gently pick it up and go, bye-bye, stink bug. And I flush it down the toilet because I can't take it anymore. What's the deal? How do we get rid of those?
It's tough getting rid of them once they get in the house because they're going to be in the insulation or in the walls. They're going to be in inaccessible areas. What you want to try to do when the weather's nicer is try to seal up your house a little bit better to try to seal off structural points of entry so they can't get in. Once they get in, the reason why you're seeing them all year long is if they get in deeper in the house, they're going to be affected by the heat of the house, the heat signature of the house. So if they get in on the other side of the insulation or a place where maybe the insulation isn't so good that the heat is penetrating through, when you get those modest days and your heat is on, they're going to be drawn to the heat. That's why
I
you're
don't
getting them
get
on the
that.
inside in the winter.
My house is like triple insulated. Can I tell you? My husband being in construction, when we built this
Yeah.
house, he went nuts with the insulation.
Can I tell you? I was
So,
talking to Mike the other night, and we were talking about what we keep the temperature in the house on.
Oh yeah, he told me about
yeah,
that. He's
and
like, maybe
I said,
that's
yeah,
why.
we're usually at 62, 63, and he's like, what? Like it almost
Maybe
fell off
that's
his
why your
chair.
pipes froze.
So you're not getting that
He
big of
said-
a problem with stink bugs, are you?
No, we actually been keeping it a little warmer this year, about
Okay.
66. But
that's
but
fine.
he almost fell off his chair when I told him normally it's like 62, 63.
62 is a
You know?
little
A little
chilly.
chilly. It's
I'll
chilly.
do 67. 67
Kids,
is
put
fine.
on a sweatshirt and you're fine.
No, well,
You
I
know?
say that it's
Put on 2 pairs of
66,
socks.
67. 62, that's cold.
It
You're
is
like,
cold.
what are you doing to your poor children?
I'm teaching them to bear the elements.
Yeah, my whole thing is like with the armor that those stink bugs have, how would they get, it's not like they're like soft and can make it through certain cracks. You have to have a pretty decent opening. It's not like their shell is collapsing. How are they
Right.
getting in if the opening is too small with that big shell on their back? I don't get that.
Well, the opening, they're going to exploit heat signatures
I
coming
mean,
out.
are they eating through insulation?
No,
Okay,
No,
just
they're not
checking.
doing. They're
'cause then I'd be,
they're
like,
finding a structural point of
freaking out.
entry, and that's all they're doing. I mean, their busy day consists of surviving, so they're just looking for places to get in. So where it's sealed up properly, they're not going to get in. But if there's a
So maybe there's just this one spot in my house.
It can happen.
It could just be that one spot.
I mean, there was a situation
We're
we
gonna
were
be
at
all
where they
over
had a
that.
bunch up in the attic, and they had an attic vent fan, and the screening was ripped. There was a little tear in the screening, and it wasn't a big tear, but in that area there was clusters of stink bugs. So it just takes that kind of breach or that kind of opening for them to get access.
I've never seen a cluster of them. I mean, you just see
one, just one
one.
comes
Yeah,
flying
exactly.
around.
Yeah, well,
They make some good noise when they're flying, though. Right? They're pretty
Well,
loud
they
when they
bang
fly.
into things.
Yeah.
They bang into the light fixture,
they're-
so that's what
It's like a bat.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
guess,
it's like
yeah.
they can't see where they're going. They smack
All right,
into the
so
light.
when you, I'm sure you have like plans where people hire you and you come out like seasonally or whatever, and you do a treatment.
We sure do.
Does a regular treatment, what is covered? Like you get ants and termites and bees and all that kind of stuff. When you're spraying a home, what are you protecting against? And will stink bugs to be deterred or killed from whatever that stuff is?
Certainly,
How does that work?
they
Let's
certainly
talk
will.
about that.
And when we treat a house on the outside, we're looking to try to treat the structural points of entry
Okay.
to greatly reduce the risk of insects nesting on or invading in the structure. So that would include like bees and wasps. It'll help with spiders. It'll help certainly with ants. It'll help with the millipedes, crickets. Cave crickets. People get freaked out with the cave crickets and the
What's
spider.
a cave cricket?
Yeah.
It's if you go in a crawl space that's kind of damp or whatever, and you see some crickets up there. I don't know. You don't probably get into too many crawl spaces, but they're there, and occasionally they come up and visit people, and it freaks them out. But what I want to make clear is that there's a topical treatment for general pest control, and then there's termite treatment for termites. Termites are subterranean, so a topical treatment for general pest control isn't going to do anything to treat termites because of the movement of the termites is always below soil.
Aha.
So that
Right, what are
That's
those
why you
things
have
called
those
that you
things
put in?
stuck in the ground.
those termite stations, that's a way of monitoring. When we do an inspection, when I'm working with Dan and we're doing an inspection, I tell folks we're lucky if we have access to 20 to 50% of a structure. So translation, 50 to 80% of a structure is inaccessible to inspection. Termites can get into areas that we just can't see, and oftentimes the damage will go into
Kind of like mold.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you don't have
exactly.
X-ray vision.
Right.
You know, you can't see.
Exactly. So we rely on certain signs on the inside, but if we have limited access, we can't see. But these monitoring stations that you'd mentioned, that's a way for us to monitor the soil adjacent to the foundation. As the termites are moving through the soil, they basically stumble on these stations, and there's wood inside, and they'll establish that as a feeding source, and they'll recruit other termites to that area. And when we check those stations, we see termite activity. Now we can take remediation or corrective measures by introducing a mild toxicant into that station, which they bring back to the nest, and we can kill the colony back where it's at. It's pretty cool. It's cool because
Pretty cool,
it's
it's
a
cool.
very minimal pesticide footprint. So that's really good. We can monitor in situations where we can't really see, and we can take corrective measures. It's a great program.
So let me ask you this. This is probably a stupid question, and I could have either dreamed it or had seen it on TV. I don't know. Can you hear bugs in the wall?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I could swear that I had seen a show where they actually took like a stethoscope kind of tool.
Yeah, you could.
And put it against the wall,
Yep.
and like you heard activity
Oh, yeah.
in the wood in the wall.
Yeah.
Creepy.
But there's and you've probably experienced this, but another gentleman that I know of, a pest inspection, and he was telling me about a story that there was a huge beehive
Oh, boy.
in a wall of a house.
Buzzing.
He said it had to be 40,000 bees, and they don't penetrate the sheetrock on the inside of the house. They don't penetrate it, but they're literally right behind it. Right?
The only thing separating you from the
Just the
bees
paper.
is either the paper or even just the paint.
I can't.
That is so crazy.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
no,
Dangerous. Off the charts dangerous. Oh, man.
I'm getting creeped out right
Yeah.
now. Okay, so
Yeah. You know what?
Bob, you have to leave. I know.
What happened, and this will happen oftentimes later in the season, more like late summer, fall, late fall. People will see an anomaly on the wall, something like an imperfection that they didn't notice before, and it'll be maybe about the size of a tennis ball. And the first thing anybody's going to do is touch
Feel
it. Exactly. And once they touch it, it breaks that paint, and then they got bees in the
No,
room, and somebody
no,
gets stung.
okay.
So, yeah. Be very careful. I would
You know,
just say to anybody. be
I
careful.
have, and we have a bonus room, right? So one corner of the bonus room, I find bees, in the warmer weather, probably
We get the yellow. Well,
once
there's
a
different-
week.
People
We'll
think
find
a
one or
yellow
two
jacket.
in the same corner,
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
which I have no idea where they're coming from. I have no so
in the same spot every year.
in the same area of the room.
Are they attracted to like is the sun on that side of the house maybe, and it's nice and warm for them?
Well,
Would that be it? or-
That's pretty common, especially with going back to the stink bugs. They're often going to be attracted to the sunny side of the house, so that's where they're going to be. But the same way with bees, there's going to be a tendency. Again, there's always the rule and there's always the exception, but there's going to be a tendency for
I
them
have
to be.
every year in the front of my house, the front porch, they're always underneath the same
Like
spot.
railing?
Yeah, same railing, same. They always go
Isn't
to
that
that same.
something?
Yeah, every year.
Yeah.
So creepy.
Yeah.
Creepy.
I
So-
had 5 nests in my mailbox last year.
We had a nest in our mailbox
Yeah.
too. We also had spiders in the mailbox.
Were they wolf spiders?
No, I don't. I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you have
But
to.
I'm gonna show
you know
you a
what? I
picture.
have a question for you. I was doing. I was showing a house one time, and we went down. It was a really old house, and down in the basement was like all the stone foundation. But when I went down there, it was like a magical land of white spiders.
What?
They were white, or I don't. I'm telling you, these spiders were like this big. Not that the audience could see it, but they were about this big.
Alive?
And they were. I don't think they were alive.
Yeah.
No, they weren't alive. They were about this big, thicker leg, and they were all stuck like in the webs, and they were white. I've never seen anything like it. I saw it that one time and never saw it again. What's a white spider?
I don't think it started out white. I think just
okay.
by being there,
I don't know.
it was
I'm
just,
telling
it
you,
just
it was
got like a
all
mold
white.
on it. Is what happened. It's probably common house spider is what it was down there. Yep.
The whole basement was filled.
Yeah.
It was all white.
See, that's why when I do the inspections with Dan likes me to go into the basements and
You go
crawl space.
first.
I go first because I make a bigger hole, and then Dan can follow through, and he doesn't get all cobwebbed up. Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Gross. You're looking up a
my-
wolf spider?
Yeah, I'm going
That's
to show
so
you the picture.
scary.
She doesn't want to see
But
it.
can I tell you?
I'm almost afraid.
No, can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
My wife and I, when we lived in California, right? We come home to our house. We lived in our house for probably, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 months. Okay, that's a wolf spider.
See, to me, I thought this was a brown-looking recluse kind of thing.
They sort of look similar.
They do look similar.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, a wolf
so-
spider and a recluse spider, those are hunter spiders. They don't do webs. So you're not going to
What
get
are
that.
they hunting?
Well, they're hunting for other
Okay, so
insects.
does a wolf spider, can they bite
Yes.
people like they
Yeah,
will
sure.
a brown recluse? Now, will it cause the same amount of black tissue damage on a leg like the brown recluse?
See-
I had that happen. My niece
You
got
did?
bit by a brown
Yeah,
recluse
bad news.
down at a beach. Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like eats your skin, right?
It can, it can. But everybody reacts differently to the venom. So
Okay, I
it's
get
hard.
that.
Yeah, it's hard to have one specific diagnosis.
So this I got to tell you because it's the craziest thing that I've ever seen in my life. At our house, right? We lived in our house for about 3 months, and we came home one day and we're coming in the front door, and I look up. Okay, we're walking in, and I look up. If I tell you, and I am not exaggerating one bit,
No, Michael never.
thousands, I'm not kidding, thousands of spiders on the ceiling and like under the veranda.
I would have ran.
It was the craziest thing I had ever seen. My wife started flipping out.
Oh, yeah.
And we went in the house and called a pest. We found
No, I would have
somebody
called
to call.
911.
Yeah, let me tell you. But I'm not kidding. They came. They had to spray this whole thing down and spray around the house. Thousands of spiders, like
all right.
layered.
I'm getting so.
Like,
I,
after they all
creeped
fell
out
off
from
the
this
ceiling,
show.
layered.
That's kind of creepy, huh?
It was the craziest thing. Okay, then I don't remember the timeline, but a little while after that, I'm in my garage, and there's a spider running across the floor, and I just had like some kind of stick in my hand. I don't know what it was, maybe a broomstick or something, and I just popped on top of it, and I hit the spider, and about 100 spiders came flying out of it. I was, oh my god, you never saw such a thing, freaking out. I'm like, ah!
And this is in California?
Yeah, this is in California.
So this message was brought to you by the California Department of Tourism.
Yeah.
That's why you wanted vacation in New York.
Yeah, Warwick. We don't have
top
any of that in Warwick.
10, top 10.
But we do have your common carpenter ants.
We sure
and
do.
you do have yellow jackets, are they called? Not, people call them yellow jacks. What's the difference? Is there? It's the same
semantics,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So yellow jacks, yellow jackets. We have all kinds of bugs, and we're gonna get into the more popular bugs when we get back.
We'll be right back.
Popular.
Happy New Year! Now celebrate by gifting yourself and your family with a new kitchen and let the professionals at Hudson Valley Kitchen Design take your dreams and make them into a reality, from concept to installation and everything in between. Our well-trained, courteous staff will customize your new kitchen while keeping it within your budget. Start living the dream by calling 845-294-8242, and we'll have you cooking on your new stove in no time. For all the do-it-yourselfers, builders, and contractors, we invite you to our retail showroom located at 2713 Route 17M in Goshen. And please like us on Facebook at the Hudson Valley Kitchen Design. Call 845-294-9068. We will make your dreams a reality in 2014.
I'm Sarah Kearns. Join me for Travels with Sarah on WTBQ 93.5 FM, discussing worldwide travel. WTBQ 93.5 FM every Thursday at 11 a.m.
I'm Betty Hurd.
And I'm Michael Bertolini.
On our program, Warwick Then and Now, we discuss Warwick's historic past and the ongoing work of the Warwick Valley Historical Society.
And our show airs every Monday morning at 11:30 on WTBQ.
WTBQ.
And we're back. We're back with Bob Masters. I'm like so traumatized right now. It's not even funny. Bob Masters from Masters Termite and Pest Control. So, Bob, before we get into more creepy stuff, how can people reach you?
They can give us a call. We're in the phone books, and our phone number is over in Middletown. We have it 845-344-2024, and we have a toll-free number, and that toll-free number is 888-656-2024.
Okay, and you service New York, New Jersey, and Sussex County,
And Pennsylvania.
and Pike counties in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
That's good.
So
That's
Bob's
pretty good
everywhere.
area.
We're everywhere.
Bob is
That's a lot of bugs,
everywhere.
Bob.
That's a lot
You
of-
need him.
yeah.
He's right there.
That's right.
So he's the Guardians of Health and Home.
We're the
I love that.
911 of pest
That's
control.
it.
Yeah, baby.
See
Yeah.
that? 911, man. Plug it into your phone. Save it to your contacts.
That's right.
You could also go to masterspestcontrol.com. And if you have any specific questions and just want to shoot Bob an email, info@masterspestcontrol.com.
Can I
On your
hear?
card, it says, wait, time out. On your card, it says bed bug treatments.
Yeah, we do that.
Do we have that here?
No.
We don't have this problem, right? We do?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, that would freak me out.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know if
I
you-
want to talk about
Yeah,
this.
I was going to
Can
say,
we
I don't
talk
know
about
if
something
you...
else?
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? So we're gonna get into other stuff, right? And I don't want to run out of time. Tell us the craziest.
Yes.
I want to know the craziest pest story. Not necessarily bugs. It could be a bat, a raccoon. I don't care what it is. Tell me the craziest story in 30 years. What you experienced.
I think probably the standout one was a house that we did. The guy was a hoarder, and it was just full of roaches. I mean, just terribly full of roaches. And that was a significant challenge because you often wear
A
protective.
significant challenge. I like that.
That's very diplomatic.
We often wear our respirators to protect us from the product because but we were wearing the respirators for a secondary reason on
Yeah.
that one because it was so smelly inside the house and wretched and
It's a good thing I didn't eat breakfast
yeah.
this morning.
That was and then there was one of the other things that stands out during the course of an inspection. I was in a crawl space crawling over a debris
So,
pile.
I just had a thought.
Go ahead.
What happens if you're in a crawl space and like all these things start creeping out and crawling towards
Probably
you?
a story. Let him tell the story.
Well, that kind of. I was doing a termite treatment in a crawl space one time, and the place was coming alive with spiders.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah.
Are you
This
kidding?
wasn't the story I was going to tell, but you made me think of that. So now I'm in a crawl space, and the only way that I got in and I could barely get in. I'm a big guy. I could barely get into the crawl space. It was tough. Now I'm freaked because there's spiders all over the place. I got my respirator on. I'm trying to get out of the crawl space
You gotta like back up.
in due time, and my respirator
In due
came up.
time.
So now I'm dealing with a little bit of odor from the product, and I got the spiders going on. And I was trying to turn around in the crawl space so I could go out, head out, but that wasn't working out because there wasn't enough room in the crawl space to do that. So I had to get back. So all this is going on while these spiders. I'm watching these spiders with my flashlight, just kind of
That's it.
climbing up. Yeah,
I'm gonna have nightmares
yeah.
tonight.
Well,
Oh, I have like chills. I got the
Nightmares
willies over
tonight.
here.
Do you have nightmares? Do you like dream of bugs?
You know what? I don't.
Not anymore. He's had 30 years. And 30 years of therapy to deal with.
Yeah, you know, I don't typically. But one time I was visiting a friend down in Florida, and I kept waking up itching. I finally woke up, turned the light on, and they had the ants. The ants were crawling. They got an ant attack, and they got the bug guide. So that was one. That was one for the bugs on that one because they got me.
Do
on
you
that
remember
one.
the Brady Bunch? The
Yes.
Brady Bunch when they were in Hawaii with the tarantula? Do you
I
remember
held
that
a
episode?
tarantula once. I held one.
Do you remember?
They
You didn't see that,
tickle.
Bob?
No,
You
I didn't
remember
see
that?
that one. No.
Right?
Yes,
the middle
I did.
Peter,
I
I think
did.
the middle brother,
That was
right?
hysterical.
He had the tarantula climbing on him.
Nope.
Yeah.
I
that
didn't
was
see
very
that.
funny.
I did. So really quick, that wolf spider, that was it. Okay, so I'm a teenager. Actually, no. Where was I living? On Long Island. I was living on Long Island. Oh my God. And I don't know what made me wake up in the middle of the night. And, you know, it's hard to see when it's in the middle of the night. It's dark. You're in your room. But there was a spider crawling up from the foot of my bed on top of my covers. And at first I thought it was a dream. No,
my.
it was not a dream. It was a real nightmare. It was like I was living the nightmare. It was, now that you showed me that picture, that was that wolf spider. I was up for the rest of the night. I wouldn't go back to sleep.
my goodness.
That is so creepy. All right, so I'm going to ask you this question because I see it on Facebook a lot. a lot of people post like home remedy stuff.
Okay.
So I saw, put mint in. I don't know what the exact thing was, obviously. Put mint in a spray bottle with water and lemon juice or whatever it was and spray the perimeter of your house and the carpenter ants won't come in. Or put eucalyptus oil, on your nose and this won't happen. And so I see all that kind of stuff on Facebook. Is there any validity, any truth to any of that home remedy stuff?
I don't think that technology has been perfected yet.
Okay.
I think
I love that. That's such a good answer.
Because I see it and I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, if I try this, maybe, we can keep some of the ants away.
I think some of the home remedies might be founded in what could be possibly effective, but to really deal with the problem, you have to deal with it, I think, oftentimes professionally. A lot of times what homeowners wind up doing is they mask a problem. Like mint oil, eucalyptus oil might keep the ants from a particular area, but that doesn't mean you got rid of them.
Right, it's like they're all waiting around the
exactly.
the parade around the outside of your house.
So funny.
We do a lot of
still
homes.
there.
We do a lot of homes for folks that took care of it themselves.
Yeah.
And then they got
then they call us.
then they call on us to take care of it, and then the contractor to come back through and take care of the damage that was being done over years and years of them taking care of it themselves.
So funny.
Yeah.
So just again, so we don't run out of time here, but from a mortgage perspective, just to mention, as a mortgage company, we don't require the termite unless it's a USDA loan or a VA loan, right? We don't require it. If something pops up later on an appraisal, for an FHA loan or something, then it would be required for them to see, a pest inspection of some sort. But
all right, so wasn't it always? It used to be required, or no?
No, I mean we don't require to see the home inspections, on any file unless something pops up later. That's a flag.
I require it. As a realtor,
Oh well, you
I'm
have to
always
get it.
telling my buyers.
Every buyer
listen,
should get a home inspection and pest inspection.
Yeah, you have
hands
to
down.
because what you
Hands down.
can't see, what you don't know, won't hurt you. Now, I've been on home inspections with Bob. This guy is down on the floor with his hands and knees, and he's looking at every little crevice, and all of a sudden, bam, he finds something. I'm like, how did he see that? So I highly recommend Bob Masters. That's Masters Termite and Pest Control. Again, you can reach him at 1-888-656-2024. Right? Or go to masterspestcontrol.com. Is there anything that you would want to say to our listeners, be aware of this, spring is coming. We got tick season, right? The
We
ticks
sure
are
do.
kind of hanging out,
Yeah.
so ticks are coming back. What would you like to say to people?
Well, I want to address what Michael was saying before about the numbers. The numbers don't lie. When it comes to termite damage and wood-destroying insect damage, $5 billion a year plus or minus are spent annually in America repairing and treating pest damage.
Wow.
And that can oftentimes be more than hurricanes and tornadoes and floods that are spent on repairing pest damage as opposed to repairing natural disaster damage.
To me, that's keeping people employed.
Yeah,
So,
well,
I mean,
yeah.
the bugs are,
And they're going to be
we
there.
can't hate them too much.
But the thing is not hoping that you don't have termites or hoping that you don't have carpenter ants is not a good protection plan. Sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
Some,
So you put the blinders on. You're like, I don't see them.
I don't think I have anything. So having a professional come in, I know that we do free estimates, we do free inspections. If it's not a real estate inspection, we're going to come out. We can take a look at it for folks. And we do it with integrity. I mean, we have a service that we want to provide if it's necessary, but we're going to give you an honest scoop. We're going to give you a straight answer.
Nice.
And you had also mentioned about the ticks. The ticks are a big thing right now, and we're really going down the road of using an eco-exempt, an organic product for the ticks.
Nice.
It's really cool.
Well, we have pets.
Yeah,
so I
yep.
have, a lot of people are, always looking for that because if I have somebody come and spray the exterior of my house, then can I let my pets out? Can I let my dog out?
Well, with this product that I'm talking about, there's no aquatic setback, so you don't have to worry about even koi ponds. There's no re-entry time restrictions, and this is on the label. This is on the product. The active ingredients like peppermint and rosemary oil and thyme oil. So
there is some validity to what I was saying.
But
my recipe was off.
Don't let
My recipe was off. That's what it is.
Well, see, this technology is getting closer to being perfected. It's a little bit better than taking some mint sprigs
Yes.
and and putting them
I
out.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
well,
the tick thing's good stuff. It's
we need to know.
yeah.
We're going to have you come to my house, and we're running out of time
I
again.
know,
We just
every
have
week,
too much
every
fun
week.
on this show.
We do.
But we have a lot of good information. So, Bob, you're going to have to come back again. Bob
Absolutely.
Masters from Masters Termite and Pest Control. He covers Sussex County in Jersey, Pike County in Pennsylvania, Orange, Sullivan County in New York, and he covers a wide variety. God, I hope you don't need him for bed bugs and whatnot,
Yeah.
but roaches, spiders, moths, ticks, rodents. Oh, we didn't even get
Crazy.
to that. And termites. So,
Bob, thank you for joining
It
us.
was my pleasure. It was a lot of fun.
and
Good,
this has
good.
been the Home and Mortgage Show. I'm Janine Panarelli from Panarelli Realty in Goshen. You can reach me at 651-1776.
And Michael Gianetto, Residential Home Funding. And don't forget about our home ownership seminar, April 5th in Goshen Enrichment Center. Have a great week.